Jeff, you said you didn't know who Conor McGregor was before. I'm sure you know who he is now. What'd you think about his performance with the knockout over Chad Mendes?
Well, he showed that he has some resiliency, and obviously he weathered the storm and came back strong.
All right, what do you think of the stoppage? Sometimes people like to think when you have a up and coming fighter or a guy you're trying to protect that sometimes they're looking for a way to stop the fight or whatever. I mean, obviously Mendes was hurt badly, but it was right at the end of the round. Do you think maybe the ref there, Herb Dean, was looking to maybe step in if he had the chance, or do you think that was a good call?
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that it's a situation where a ref is human. So if he makes a call, I mean, you got to go with it. But it all depends. I mean, what side? Who are you rooting for? If you're rooting for McGregor, of course, you think that the referee did the right thing. If you're rooting for the other guy, you think that he did the wrong thing. So it's one of those situations in which, I mean, it just all depends on who you're rooting for.
Do you think now this adds fuel to the fire, the speculation that McGregor should be taking on Floyd at some point?
No, I mean, I don't. Of course, that's just talk. That ain't never gonna happen anyway. Cause I mean, Floyd's never gonna fight in MMA, and chances are he's never gonna box. So,
but I mean, Floyd couldn't handle those 4-ounce glove shots like that McGregor was throwing there.
No, cause he ain't never gonna get hit with them. But but the reality is that it's good for promotion on on the MMA side and UFC, because they're constantly using Floyd's name one way or another. So Floyd's helped building their I guess building their audience.
We're not going to see that obviously, and we've actually discussed that before. But I would like you to. All the comments come, from the videos where you and Senior or whoever had talked about fighting Floyd. A lot of people want to say, on either side, Floyd would hit him every single time he punched, or McGregor's got a tougher chin because they use smaller gloves, so Floyd couldn't hurt him, or he's tough because he's an amateur champion, whatever. We saw that Conor didn't do well on the ground there, but you did get to see some of his stand-up, which won him the fight. How would someone like him do against any elite boxer, from what you just saw?
I mean,
a boxing match.
The reality is this: is that most MMA guys can't beat top amateur boxers. Let's alone.
He was an amateur boxer. He was an amateur Irish
makes no
champion.
Difference. I don't care if he was an amateur champion or whatever. But what I'm saying is that still, even if he was, I mean, these guys in MMA, in most cases, are guys that basically learn the basic fundamentals of boxing. I mean, and when you have a boxer who has been doing this, pretty much, most of their life, of course, he's going to be much better than him. And I mean, and don't get me wrong, I mean, I don't know what his background is. I don't know, even if he was a national champion or whatever, it's not his craft. So I mean, he's not actually doing what a boxer would do every day, because he has other things that he have to do. Even if he don't want to do them, he has to implement them.
Let's talk about a couple of the absurd claims like I was talking about that we see on these boards or on these videos that people want to talk about. First one. MMA guys would never get hurt by a boxer because they have tougher chins because they use smaller gloves.
That's asinine to think that, because the reality is this: if a boxer decides to walk into the ring of MMA, he would be doing the exact same thing, and it wouldn't be no different, because your chin is your chin, and it makes no difference if you're
because you do MMA, you're not automatically guaranteed to have a better chin.
No, I mean that's asinine to even think that way. It makes no sense. So anyone that says that tell you they have no knowledge of boxing or MMA.
Floyd has pillow fists. He never knocks anybody out, so therefore he couldn't hurt Conor. So Conor at some point would get him anyway.
Yeah, okay, that's what they think.
But I mean, pillow fists. I mean, again, even if he's not a big knockout puncher, at what rate is he landing? And then sometime accumulation is going to get you.
First of all, let me get real. That's just a complete damn joke, because the reality is this: Floyd had hit this guy so many times before he could even land a punch. I'm talking about strictly boxing now. I mean, and this dude probably would never even hit Floyd. And Floyd would hit him so regular that, of course, eventually Floyd would probably knock him out.